Right, hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of Bubbles Knows Ball. We'll be talking about plenty of things today, all about football. We're meant to have back of the net, and let me actually get him real quick, hold on. Right, sorry about that everyone, we are back, and we've got back of the net with us. Here we go.
Is my
No, it's not on at the minute. Thank you for the gifts on TikTok. Make sure to join the Discord link in bio. We're talking bare ball knowledge here. Nothing but ball knowledge. And we got Bournemouth's main man here today. There are a few Bournemouth creators. Back of the net. Bournemouth did get 2 goals in the back of the net, but they also conceded 4 Friday night. So, but we conceded 3 to Sunderland. So I think that's worse.
Yeah, I think I would rather concede 4 against Liverpool.
The champions, yeah. Since we got number one Bournemouth fan Ben back in the net on here, I wanted to actually think what was the atmosphere like the other day at Liverpool? Because obviously it was a big occasion, first game of the season, obviously since Diego Jota. What was it like?
It wasn't great, to be honest. It could have been a lot better, but it's what you expect. When you're a Bournemouth fan, you're at every Big Six game. There's always going to be Liverpool fans in the away end. That's just how it is for us. And the atmosphere wasn't great. It was decent limbs when we scored down at one of the bottom rows. But it was as expected. A few chants going, but it wasn't as good as games where we play like Brentford and Fulham in good away ends, where it's just purely Bournemouth fans.
What you get that a lot? You get a lot of when you play that big ops. Oh, I didn't realise that.
Yeah, because it's so far away, and obviously we've got a small fan base. It goes on to general sale tickets usually. So obviously Liverpool fans can literally just sign up making a Bournemouth ticket account, which takes 2 minutes making up an email and password. And then they can buy tickets and then they're there. So it does happen quite a lot. It happens at United, it happens at City. Honestly, it's rife.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. I was thinking, because, I see that Bournemouth don't always sell out. I mean, you're not, with the great respect, you're not a massive club, obviously, like West Ham. But, it's I didn't expect that at all. But the other day, do you reckon Bournemouth have got a good season ahead of them after that performance?
100%. And with the signings that we're bringing in, we were very, very competitive against Liverpool, and we were without our 2 new signings, Ben Doak and Amin Adli. Doak's obviously been announced. Adli's going to be announced probably tomorrow. And then again, we were without Ryan Christie. We were without Lewis Cook. So we have a much stronger squad. There's a possibility, and we still need to bring another centre back. And the fact that we were very competitive against Liverpool, and on another day could have got something, then it shows that there are promising signs ahead for sure, as long as we can stay somewhat injury free.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I was expecting any team to have been playing Liverpool away. They're thinking they're going to get absolutely battered. And to be fair, I mean, almost a brilliant comeback. Semenyo shutting up that fan in the crowd, definitely. And they were close. I think you got Wolves next up, is it?
Yeah, Wolves on Saturday.
So what's the score prediction for Saturday?
I would like to think we can win. I think we're a better side than Wolves. We beat them 4-2 away last season. And then beat them on penalties in the FA Cup. And then the only time we did lose to them was when we had a red card in the first half. So I'm going to kind of discount that. And obviously they've lost Mateus Cunha, like Nelson Semedo's left, Ait Nouri's left. So again, I would like to think we can win, because I don't think we've got as weak as some people would think. So I'm going to say we're going to win 3-1, and hopefully Semenyo can get on the score sheet again.
Hopefully. Interesting. We got a difficult game. We got Chelsea on Friday. Unfortunately, can't go. But a thing that West Ham seems to do, I don't want to let myself look like a mug here and come back to this in a few days and we got battered 4-0, but a thing we seem to do is when we get battered, like the other day we did, and when the club is at an all-time low, we do seem to get a result against the big side. So I think it'll be 1-1 on Friday, but at the same time, Chelsea, they drew 0-0 the other day, so they're going to want the result. So really, I do think it's anyone's game, but Chelsea are going to come all guns blazing on Friday, and it's going to be potentially could be a horror show if we're 2 or 3 down at half time, because we have been there before.
Well, that's the thing. You've got individual quality, but then it's the fact of, can the other players pull their weight? If you've got, Bowen, Paqueta when he's on it, if Souček plays, Wan-Bissaka, and maybe that new signing Diouf, when good players tick, it can make average sides look a lot better. So if you can have those players click and maybe the players that aren't so good don't drop 3 or 4 out of 10s and they can just be a steady 6, then you can get any result, because that's what happens when you've got good players like that, and you've seen it in sides before as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Paqueta's he was linked to move, but then at the same time he's lost his betting thing. So I don't know where his head is at the minute. Whether he's going to be a West Ham player by the end of the window, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But as you say, yeah, when he's on his days, he's an unbelievable player. Bowen's obviously great. Wan-Bissaka's great, as you say, and I think ultimately people. Because of the other day, I think it's very easy to go West Ham are going to have a terrible season. I got it the other day. West Ham going to get relegated. I don't think so. I think there's a solid three or 4 teams worse than both, easily worse than both Bournemouth and West Ham, I'd say. And I don't think either of them. There's probably more chance of West Ham at the minute being dragged into some sort of relegation fight. But I'd say there's definitely 3 or 4 at least worse than us two. Probably. I want to say, you know what? I don't want to say Sunderland because I thought they actually played really, really well the other day. But you've seen this a million times before. When a team starts well, they don't necessarily carry on. So I'm not going to say Sunderland, but Leeds looked all right against pretty poor
Everton side. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Everton potentially then. Brentford got battered. Yeah, set piece coach's manager. Wolves got battered, but against Man City.
Yeah.
Might be too early to tell. Burnley got battered.
Only that, especially with Scott Parker as their manager. I looked on Twitter when their lineup got announced just because I wanted to see what their lineup was, and all of the comments and quote tweets were just saying about how bad that side is, and like how you've got someone where Jadon Anthony, when we were a relegation scrapping team, we came 16th. He was a kind of on the cuff player, started a few games, then didn't play a lot. But the fact that he's one of their star players kind of shows their level. Because, I know they've got like Carl Walker and a couple of other okay players, but they've sold they've sold one of their starting centre-backs, they've sold James Trafford. Yeah, so I just think they're going to struggle. Yeah, no, it's hard for a team to come up and stay up. The last 2 seasons, the 3 that have come up and gone straight back down. I don't think that'll be the case this year, because these 3 seem, I always say this, but they do seem a bit stronger. Sunderland, maybe not Burnley, but Sunderland and Leeds, I think Leeds definitely won't want to go down again, especially after being missing off with the playoffs, and they came up, and now they got their first win the other day against, as I say, a poor Everton side. But Burnley, Scott Parker, when he comes up, as you've seen with Bournemouth, Fulham, they struggle. They struggle every time. I think home form as well is a big, big factor to whether teams can stay up. You saw it when Forest set up. I think there's 2 key things if you want to stay up. You've got to spend a lot of money, which Sunderland have done, and they're going to continue doing that, which I think is completely fair enough. People say that it's maybe against their model as a club, or it's, maybe not ethically right or whatever, but to stay up, you've got to do that. So maybe Leeds haven't done that as much, but maybe they will later on in the window. We don't know. Obviously, there's only just under 2 weeks left, but there's still time to get deals done. So you've got to spend money, and then the other thing is your home form. I remember Hull City once stayed up, and they were amazing at home, but awful away from home. And obviously, if you look at Burnley's ground, good Turf Moor, maybe under Sean Dyche, it was a bit of a fortress, but the Stadium of Light, Ellen Road, they are fortresses because their fans are so loud. And, that's why they both won their openers, because, again, home fans is such a big thing. And just can't see that Burnley have got either of them.
No, you're right. You're spot on. And I think I would even say Forest the other year when they first came up. I think they beat Liverpool. I remember them definitely beating West Ham at home. They got a point against City. I think he went on to win the treble that year. So I think even home form for any team coming up, or just it really should be most teams in general. I think the home form, is that down to atmosphere? Is it down to sort of thinking, all right, maybe putting up the points as to where you can actually get decent winnable games. At Burnley, it was difficult the other day. It started away from home. As much as I don't want to say it, Tottenham, a pretty hard away game and got absolutely spanked.
Yeah, 100%. But it's going to be an interesting season for sure.
Definitely. I was going to ask, what would your predicted or even preferred lineup be for the game against Wolves on Saturday?
We're gonna obviously start Petrovic in goal. There's no real competition there, and then it looks like the back four will be the same as what it was against Liverpool because a left centre back. We've not bought one in as of yet, and even if they do sign somehow in the next 24 hours, they probably won't be registered in time. So it'll be Benjamin Trafford at left back, with then Marcos Nessi and Diakite as a centre back pairing. Diakite was amazing against Liverpool with Adam Smith at right back. He also played very well. Our experienced captain. And then Ryan Christie is back in training, but we won't chuck him into the deep end and start him straight away. So again, I think it'll be Adams and probably Alex Scott in the midfield pivot. Justin Kluivert's not quite back yet, so again, I don't know if many changes will be made. Maybe we'll start Adley or Bendo. I think Bendo is probably more likely to. But I'm going to say we're going to stick with Tavernier, Semenyo, Brooks with Evan Ilson up top. However, if Ben Doak were to start instead of David Brooks, I wouldn't exactly be opposed to that because Doak and Semenyo on the wings, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah, he looked promising, that Doak, to be fair. So I think it's quite a good sign. Was there a buyback clause in that? Or
nobody knows how much.
Right.
I think there could be some agreement with the journalist from what I know that they can't exactly say what figure it is just because of publicity and wanting to keep stuff private. So there is, and it will obviously be for big money. Like Liverpool, we've got one on Jarrod Konsa that's for quite a lot of money from Leverkusen. So there is one there. We just don't know how much.
Definitely, yeah. I think, speaking of teams, you've got a pretty solid goalkeeper. I think you would definitely keep Petrovic in from the other day. As for West Ham, to be honest, I think starting Hermansen from Leicester the other week was a strange call. He literally made his debut. He didn't even play a single game in pre-season. He signed right at the end, and he chucks him in straight away. And I think it's not a surprise we lost 3-0. No disrespect to the keeper, but second half, I mean, first one, ball comes down, bounces off. I don't know if you've seen the goals, but the first one, I think he could have saved. Second one was a good header from Ballard, and the third one, I mean, it looked like he had Poppadom wrists. But he went straight under in. It's just an absolute calamity, I'd say, from Hermansen. So I would personally be starting Areola. You got to be saying. We've got Somerville's injured, so the Spurs fans have all been going on saying, "Oh, you were going on saying losing Kudus isn't that bad," and we were saying that losing Kudus isn't important at all, and it's not important at all because he wasn't our best player last season, but we do need a replacement in terms of an actual left winger, and we got Somerville, but he's injured. So,
West Ham to be fair.
Yeah, it's just a funny team at the minute. I don't know what they're going to do because we got the right side. We got Bowen, we got Wan-Bissaka. Left side, you've got Diouf, Diouf say, and then should be Somerville. But at the minute, it means we've got to be playing this funny midfield. The other day, he plays Guido Rodriguez, James Ward-Prowse. We're getting rid of Alvarez. Potentially Guido's Rodriguez going now. He should have played Tuchel from the start. He should have played Freddie Potts from the start. It still looks like even 6 months into the job, or 8 months, whatever it is, Graham Potter still hasn't even got his team. So I can understand why people potentially want him out. I don't personally, but you know what? I don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. It's just, I think West Ham is so funny with their signings that they sign big names and they don't quite perform. Like Somerville tore the Championship up with Leeds, massive name, doesn't perform even when he's been injury free. Fulkrug, massive reputation over in Germany, and he's scored some brilliant goals when over there, and he's again just not performed for West Ham. And I think it happens too often. I don't know why. I don't know if there's some curse there, like the Chelsea number 9 curse. People always say on paper they've got too good of a side to go down, but I wonder if it is just a matter of time to whether they do go down. We've seen big teams like Villa and Newcastle go down, so who knows?
Oh, we've had teams in the past that are probably potentially better than what we've got now that we've got relegated with, and even just. As I say, I don't think we will be in any sort of trouble this season in terms of relegation. I think we will be fine ultimately because I still do rate Graham Potter, and if there are serious problems there, then the board, as much as people slate them, will sack Potter. They're not going to give him they gave David Moyes this stupid amount of time because he did so well the season before. But we were struggling in that 22-23 season, lingering 16th, 17th for quite a while, and he only was keeping his job because he had credit in the bank. Potter's got no credit in the bank. His greatest achievement was winning 1-0 away at Arsenal, and all right, well done. It was a great day for all of us, but it didn't do anything. It's like he's got no credit in the bank, Potter. So you don't have to be careful. And if we go and lose to Chelsea, go out of the cup to Wolves and lose away at Forest, you're going into that international break with maybe no goals, definitely no points, and out of the cup as well. It's not great.
Yeah, it's a very slippery slope, and football's very cutthroat nowadays, where managers, there can just be a few games not go your way, and then you're straight out the door. It's such a cutthroat sport, because teams are always looking to improve, and you will get worried with teams around you, like Sunderland picking up points, Leeds picking up points. If results keep on going their way, then you've got to think, well, we've got to make a change because it's not going right. And so you're going to have to just see what happens. Maybe you can pull something out of the bag and Potter finds a team that works. But with players like Fulkrug and Guido Rodriguez, it's not going to work.
No. I'll take some questions from the TikTok chat I've got here. Hold on a sec. Do you think Potter should be out? No, I don't really think he should. Not yet, as I've mentioned. That's it. Callum Wilson. What a strange signing we're saying. So Callum Wilson, we get rid of Antonio. Obviously, he had the terrible car crash, but we get rid of Antonio as he's not playing football anymore. And you go in and sign another. I don't even know how old Callum Wilson is. Obviously, he used to play for Bournemouth, but in his better days at Bournemouth. But now you go and get Callum Wilson, and as much as he may get you a few goals a season, I mean, what are you doing? You're going out there and buying 30-year-old injury-prone strikers. I don't understand it.
He's always been injury-prone. When he was at Bournemouth, he'd struggle with his injuries. At Newcastle, he has. And we know that he's got an eye for goal because he scored a lot of goals for Bournemouth. But again, he left Bournemouth 5 years ago. Maybe if a player's had an off-season or two, you can think, well, maybe we can reignite that spark. But he's not been amazing in a while. And that's what West Ham need. They need key players, standout players that can drag what is a somewhat average side out of a relegation scrap. And when you're buying players that are on the older side, starting to get slower, more injury prone than ever, I think it's just a recipe for disaster, and I'm happy to be proved wrong because I think Callum Wilson's a great guy. He's a great footballer, lovely bloke, will be good for the dressing room. But you can't just have players that are good for the dressing room. They've got to be good on the pitch, especially if he's on the hospital bed. He's not going to be in the dressing room. So
literally, and I mean, last year you would count Fulkrug as injury prone. He only seems to be playing about 10 games, and he scored a few goals along the way. None overly important. Scored one against Bournemouth, but apart from that, they just seem to have a problem, West Ham, and they go out and they get these strikers. The last 3 ones we bought have been Callum Wilson, Nicholas Fulkrug, and Danny Ings. So again, Danny Ings ex-Bournemouth, but I don't know what it's all about, because I'm not asking to go and buy these. It's easy to say go out and get these 20-year-old wonder kids that they do seem to grow on trees nowadays, but you can't just rely fully on them. And we have done that recently in getting Luis Guilherme, young Brazilian talent. But they need to find a middle ground, West Ham, and fully invest in a striker instead of buying a new one every single season that ultimately never works.
Exactly. You've got to find a set model that works. Otherwise, you'll just be in a constant cycle of just being average. Everton haven't had a massive pattern over the last few years, and they've not been very successful. So you've got to look at teams that may be smaller but have got a set pattern of what they do, the type of profile of players that they buy, and how they play football. And you're going to have to effectively copy them. Yes, it's taking quite a few steps back from where we were a few years ago, challenging for kind of that 8th, 7th region in the league, if not a little bit higher. But you've got to look at Bournemouth, you've got to look at Brighton, you've got to look at Brentford. Those clubs have a set model in what they do. And if you were to ask any football fan, how do Brighton sign their players? What do they do? How do they play football? If you were to ask Bournemouth fans, how do you play football? everyone knows how these teams play. Whereas if you were to ask me, even how do West Ham play, I could not tell you because there's no set identity there.
No, you're right. To be honest, I couldn't really tell you either. Under Moyes, it was different. I'd say a lot of people will complain at how he's really defensive. Lopetegui, not a clue how that guy played. He changed his mind more than the weather. Like, he literally just did whatever he wanted to. And then recently under Potter, it is usually, excluding the other day, usually he doesn't concede a lot of goals. That was his thing. He would go and win 1-0, be happy with it, win 2-0, be happy with it. When they would lose, it would be narrow. But you're right. The smaller teams, or the so-called smaller teams, your Brentford, maybe not Brentford of recent, but your Brentford, your Brightons, they've got this similar way of playing. They play that same way every week, and ultimately they were in, at least the last 3 seasons, absolutely no threat of going down, absolutely no threat of any trouble. Whether that's signing players, whether that's playing on the pitch, just completely fine.
Exactly.
But yeah, people were saying I missed out Evan Ferguson, which is a good point. But we might as well have not even had him as a striker. So there you go. There's a young striker we signed. But maybe that proved my point of why we can't get 2 young strikers. But he again injury prone. Seems to be always our goal in the summer is, well, can we buy a striker? Can this player play striker? Can he go up front? And we seem to get one, but he never does the trick, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right. What's everyone saying? You're not revising for results day. Jesus, fuck, that's tomorrow. So it's all going to kick off. We've got to do a stat reveal for that. We'll let some people in from the chat. Hold on. Evil Potato has requested to speak. We'll see what he's got to say. Invited him to speak.
Right.
Hello, mate. How are you doing?
What a lad you are, lad. What a lad you are, mate.
How are you, my friend? How are you?
I'm not doing too bad. You, man?
Yeah, decent. You a West Ham fan, Bournemouth?
You're gonna absolutely hate what I say.
Oh, God. Go on.
Tottenham.
Ooh.
I'm joking. I was going to kick you off. No, okay. All right. Okay, we'll hear what you've got to say. What was your opinion on Mohamed Kudus' performance the other day?
Oh, sensational.
Yeah.
He was a proper hammer, to be fair. When he played for you lot, he was proper shit. He was proper shite.
Last season. Season before he was all right, but yeah. No,
he had decent spells. Like, he was so inconsistent for you lot. Like, he was decent, right. And then one day he'd be performing like fucking Emerson Royale, and then he'd be performing like prime fucking... Oh, God, and you know what makes it even worse? Emerson Royale, he's gone to my Brazilian club. He's gone to my club. He's gone to Flamengo. So I've gone and watched him at Tottenham, and I was like, thank God he's gone off to fucking AC. We've scammed AC for about 30 million quid. And then he's gone to my beautiful club in Brazil, and the fans already fucking hate him. Like, they proper hate him.
Oh, God.
Like, they've already given him, like, racist chants and everything. It is...
Oh, brilliant.
That's brilliant. How much they hate him.
A lovely warm welcome from
him. And you know what makes it even worse? Carlos Ancelotti is thinking about him as a right back for Brazil.
Christ. They are... Yeah, they weren't like that. I mean, to be fair, I say all this. I remember when Emerson Royale went through and scored against West Ham. But apart from that, that's not great. Mohamed Kudus the other day, I saw he got 2 assists. Tottenham fans raving about him. As expected, a player on his debut getting 2 assists. It's pretty good going. But for a Tottenham fan, mate, you're not too bad. Cheers for that.
All right.
See you in a bit, mate.
Oh my word, we've got some breaking news here. Put out by Ben Jacobs, one of the most reliable sources for transfer news. Bournemouth are exploring a move for Chelsea defender Axel Disasi. Chelsea prefer a permanent exit, but different formulas are being discussed. Wow.
Are you happy about that one? Or...
Jesus Christ. I mean, I know when he was at Villa last season, his nickname for them was Axel Disaster.
Yeah.
One thing that stands out for me is he's slow got skinned by Jeremy Doku when Villa played him away at the Etihad, and then when he was at Chelsea, when he scored an own goal from 35 yards out against Leicester in the FA Cup. Great finish, to be fair, from by the not the byline, whatever the other line is, somehow scoring in his own goal from there, from the touchline. That was what I meant to say. But yeah, I mean, I'll be happy to wait and see if he does sign for us, what he does. But look, I'm not going to say he's going to be insane.
Your whole defence has been cleared out, really, doesn't it? So you take anything at the moment. But yeah, I hope he does well. We're going to get got a few people in the chat here. We're going to get WHU massive. West Ham are massive. Let's face it. As much as we're not very good, we can't deny that we're absolutely massive. Hello, my friend. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. I'm very good. What is your score prediction for Chelsea at home on Friday?
Chelsea at home. If I'm going to go a little bit optimistic, I'm going to say 1-0. Unfortunately, I can't make the game, but honestly, it's I'm saying 1-0 because usually when we do end up getting battered, when we try and respond with that, we end up getting a little 1-0 draw. We have done in the past anyway. I don't think they were great.
As well.
Yeah. I didn't think they were great against Palace. If anything, Palace might have even should have won.
Yeah.
They want to bounce back.
Yeah, I reckon 2-1 West Ham.
2-1 West Ham. Oh, brilliant. I mean, I hope so because I think Potter needs to cut him a little bit of slack. He has had the whole summer. He has had half of last season. But
I just need to get a midfielder. We just need another midfielder. A couple more midfielders. I think that'll do us. But
yeah, definitely. They're getting rid of Alvarez. We're getting rid of Alvarez, I should say. But what are your thoughts on that? I don't think he was ever brilliant, Alvarez, personally. But
no, I feel like I would like to see him in that midfield over JWP because I don't really rate him. But,
no, he's not right. He was a lot better at Southampton.
Yeah. No, definitely. I would like to see Potts start against Chelsea, though. That's what I want to see. Right.
Yeah, agreed. Definitely. He's going to give everything to try and cement a spot in that team, so I don't understand why they wouldn't play him, to be fair.
Yeah, I know. He played all pre-season. I would love to see him have a go against Chelsea. Like.
Exactly.
He's reminds me of Declan Rice, right?
Yeah, he does. Looks a little bit like him as well. But he's obviously his dad was there. So it's going to be an interesting one Friday because I think a lot of the pressure. I want to say a lot of the pressure's on Chelsea. A lot of pressure is on West Ham as well because you can't go and get battered 3-0 at Sunderland and think, that's our season over.
Yeah, I would say we've got a lot of hard fixtures as well coming up. Like Forest away, that's going to be a game. And Wolves away in the cup. Hopefully we can get a result at Wolves. And
then we got Tottenham at home just after that, which you're going to want a couple of wins going into, not just because you don't want to lose that game.
Yeah,
you never do. It's called they call it our cup final, but let's face it, if we do need a result, it's going to be.
Yeah, they're obsessed with us. They say we're obsessed with them.
No, I agree. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, thank you for that, mate.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Interesting. Great guy. We'll have a look at some of the other questions Carter was giving me earlier today. Spoken about our lineup. We've spoken about Wolves. Do you see Chelsea as a rivalry or just a derby? I think we're too low down for Chelsea to consider it a rivalry. They're the champions of the world after all. We're the champions of the Conference League. So are they, I suppose. But no, maybe I wouldn't consider that a direct rivalry. Any questions from the chat on TikTok here? We'll have a look, of course. Oh, I've just been gifted JB Swans, mate. We've got JB Swans in the TikTok chat. Big up. I need advice, please. Exeter fan. Should I travel up to Northampton this weekend? Yeah, mate. If you're an Exeter fan, follow them.
Home and away.
They got exactly follow. As back of the net would say, follow home and away.
Exactly.
We've got Mark Nobles in the chat. Interesting name. Has he got anything interesting? I'm sweet now. Has he got anything interesting to say, Mark Nobles? If he joins, that is. Mark, where are you, son? No, maybe not.
Or Mark.
Come on, Mark. Here he is.
Hello, I joined. You know.
Hello, Mark. Mark Nobles.
So I'm just wondering, like, what point do you reckon we get in the season without much improving before you start worrying about relegation? Really?
It's a good question. We personally, I think if we go these first 3 games like how we start, so we already lost one. What I'm trying to say, if we go into the international break, 3 losses out of the cup, then I'm going to start worrying. I think, even though Chelsea at home, Forest away, 2 kind of difficult fixtures. If we go into it with 0 points, we're in trouble. I think, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm thinking with these newly promoted sides, if they're going to be performing, you do have to start worrying a bit because we can't just bank on the 3 going up, going down again.
No, definitely, and they're going to. They're going to want to prove a point, especially the likes of Burnley, who went down the other season, even though they got battered against Spurs. Leeds are Leeds. They are a pretty big club. Sunderland obviously got a brilliant win the other day, regardless of how poor we were. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people talking about relegation. I wouldn't think we're too big to go down. There's no team. It doesn't seem to ever be a team too big to go down. It's a 38-game season. Everyone plays everyone twice. It's that sort of thing. Anyone can go down. There are 3 spots there available. But no, I think we'll be all right. Where can you see us finishing end of the season?
Well, it will depend. I think the main thing I'm worried about is the same problems we had last season are still there. So I'm thinking if we've got the same problems, we'll keep scraping the wins, maybe 14th, really around that, 14th, 15th.
Which again seems like another wasted season, but are we? I don't really know what we expect nowadays. Like a couple of seasons ago, it would be pushing for 6th, pushing for 7th. Obviously, winning the Conference League was unbelievable. But yeah, I mean, maybe 14th. That sort of bit is a reality now, which is a shame. It's a bit boring, but yeah, maybe you're right. Scraping wins here and there. Just another manager merry-go-round, losing Potter potentially. See what happens, I suppose. Yeah,
I think my expectations of us pushing for Europe have just gone out the window now. Really, I'm not really, going into seasons hoping we're pushing for Europe anymore.
I think the league's way too strong. If you look at the top 6, they should all improve. Maybe United and Spurs not quite as much to break into that kind of top 6 category, but then you've got Villa and Newcastle. They'll always be there. Brighton look to be on for another good season. And then even us and Fulham, you've got so many good teams in and around that with how you did last season, I think you would have had another standout transfer window and really have a good start to the season, because a good start is key. As shown by Forest, they started off the season last season very, very well in the first kind of 10, 15 games. But yeah, I think the quality of the league is too strong, probably for both of us to compete in that kind of top 8 or 7 category.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah, no, I think even Forest, they dropped off second half of last season, didn't they, really? I mean, they were pretty poor, sort of, towards the end. That's why they ended up dropping into conference. But at the end of the day, if you would have told a Forest fan the season before that they're going to be disappointed dropping into a different European competition, they probably would have shut your hand off for it. But good start. It's so important. Obviously, West Ham are 1 game down, 3 goals down, and a loss. So it's not great. And there's a real sour taste around the club at the minute. But I think they'll sort it out. I think they'll be fine. Depends what fine means, whether that is just avoiding relegation or pushing a little bit further, maybe trying to finish just outside, or maybe even at a push just inside that top 10 bracket. But I think with West Ham, the whole beauty of West Ham is you never know. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah.
But yeah,
Right. Yeah, go on, mate.
I think mainly what I look for now is just the things that we've seen in the past that haven't been well, we've not done well. I just think that's what I look for mainly now.
Yeah.
Improving.
Yeah, just those little things. I mean, even it seemed like last year, even for a couple of weeks, we were just conceding late goal after late goal after late goal. Yeah. Whether that's just switching off after that stoppage time ball goes up or whatever. It's like it's just those little things that the top teams or even the teams above us are getting right and we're getting wrong, and it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well, thank you for that, mate.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm sure we'll be all right. Go on your ones. Right.
Up the cherries.
Up the cherries. Who we got in the live? Imagine losing to Sunderland. Well, we don't have to imagine it. I was there the other day. We got absolutely battered. Keep the faith. We will stay up. Just get in, Mush. Get in there. Chug a Stella. I'm currently using it as the camera stand, so I can't really do that right now. Name a player for a football edit. Ben, I'll let you do this one. Name a player for a football edit.
Name a player for a football edit. Evan Nilsson.
Evan Nilsson. You heard it here first. That could bang, actually. I think West Ham need a more mobile midfield. Who do you think we would get to be a good signing? We're linked to Mateus Fernandes from Southampton. And yeah, I saw him, obviously, he played last season in the Premier League. And I mean, he must have been all right in terms of Southampton, although they were one of the worst teams in Premier League history. Yeah, be a decent signing. We're going to lose Alvarez, potentially losing Alvaro Rodriguez, which is probably more of a good thing. So, yeah, I'd say Mateus Fernandes would be my pick. Results day predictions, I think everything shall be all right. Sciences, I could be finished, though. Results day live stream, no, but there will be some content for that. Stat reveal. Would I take Pedro from Flamengo in West Ham's current? I can't say. I'm not an expert on Pedro from Flamengo. Ben, have you heard Pedro from Flamengo?
No, I can have a little look on his fob.
Yeah, you can have a look. Yeah.
From Flamengo.
Pedro, apparently.
Here we go. I found him. He is 28 years of age, so he's on the slightly older side. Played 288 games for Fiorentina. He then also had a tiny cameo at Fiorentina where he played 4 games. He's played for Brazil. He's scored a goal for Brazil in 2022 in a friendly. Not been in the team since 2023. Looks to be somewhat of a goal scorer. I mean, last season for Flamengo, 43 games, 30 goals, 8 assists. Season before that, he scored 31. Season before that, scored 33, albeit in 61 games. He kind of averages just over a goal a game. No, that sounds like Annie Aluko. A goal every other game.
Yeah.
I mean,
cool.
It's funny that we say that a player that is just turned 28 is maybe a little bit too old. So he's a striker. Sorry, I thought he was a centre midfielder. In Europe.
Yeah, I think that's the one he's talking about. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it sounds alright. I can't say I never heard of him, Pedro. Grandpa, if you're watching this, which I'm sure you are, sign him up. Get him in. Get him in, my son. Someone says Pedro from Flamengo sounds like a donkey to me. So, well, obviously not a big Pedro fan there. I saw you in Sunderland in that hotel. Cheers, mate. I was in Sunderland, in fact, in a hotel. Where do I sit around the stadium next to the away fans, giving it large? Whenever Bournemouth are there, they come in there in their hundreds. I want to say.
Oh, we saw that last year. I think.
I'm joking. There's always a few thousand. There's always a few thousand.
Exactly.
But no. People think we'll stay up. I don't think it really should be a question. Although the starts of the season was so poor, it could be. We'll be all right. Opinions on West Ham's transfer window: pretty mid. Hermansen. Did we even need another goalkeeper? I'm not sure. We've got someone asking to join. Jack Pro. Have we had him before? No, I don't think we have.
I think so. Well, I think I was thinking about this earlier about people like Hermansen. There's always a case where relegated goalies can look a lot better than they actually are because let's say you're in a Leicester team and they concede 8 shots on target in a game and he saves 6 of them but concedes 2. If those 6 saves are very decent and they concede 2 and still lose, people will focus on those goals that he saved. Whereas if he is in a team that should be better, like West Ham, and they maybe concede 4 shots on target, but 2 of them go in, then he may be seen as obviously a worse goalie. And you saw that against Sunderland, conceding 3. So I think it's always a bit dangerous going for goalies that have been relegated.
Yeah, last season we signed Wes Foderingham. He didn't play a single game for us. Jack, what have you got to say, mate? Hello, how you doing?
Hello. I support Bournemouth.
Oh, okay. We've got your main man here. Go on. I'll let Ben hold this one. Go on.
What are your thoughts on the signing of Adley from Leverkusen?
Mate, I'm excited. He looks brilliant. I mean, he was such a crucial part to them going unbeaten in the Bundesliga, getting to the final of the Europa League, winning the DFB Pokal. That I think he's a very good signing. 10 goals, 10 assists in all comps in that season. He didn't play a lot last season, but that's because he likes to play in that kind of left attacking midfield role, and that's where Florian Wirtz was playing a lot of the time. But he's versatile. He looks like a very good player. He's still only young. Pretty sure he's only 25. I will fact check that, but he looks a great talent, and he has already played with Diakite as well, which is quite cool. Yeah, so he's just turned 25. And yeah, he looks a really, really promising player. And Leverkusen wouldn't play him as much as they did when they went, invincible in the Bundesliga if he wasn't a great player, I've got to say. So I'm excited.
I reckon he'll probably use more of like a super sub, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against that. Bringing on players at kind of the 60th minute point that can run, have got legs, and can also finish. I mean, it's kind of a bit like what Dango's like in Sinistera. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind that. If we've got good starting quality, then I would not mind that at all.
Yeah, because when he came on subbed on for Leverkusen, he was scoring goals every game for them.
Exactly. It's a very promising signing for sure.
I also think that we need to play Araujo over Adam Smith at right back.
We're up in the Discord, by the way.
I mean, I wouldn't. I think Adam Smith is so underrated. He's been our captain for God knows how many years. He's played pretty much every game in the Premier League since we got promoted back in 2015. And I think that a lot of people do underrate him. He may not be the flashiest of players. He may not be a Mexican that's been at Barcelona, with the flashy hair and who's absolutely rapid. But on face value, I think Adam Smith is a better right back. I think he's again a lot more trusted, a lot more experienced, and he knows the play style better. Maybe what he's one for the future, Araujo, for sure. He's only young. But it's a difficult one because we didn't buy him for that much, and it's with signings like that we can spend 8 million or 10 million pounds on him, whatever the fee was, because it's low risk. There'll always be demand for fullbacks, and if you were to say to a team abroad, look, here's a fullback, Julian Araujo, he's played Premier League games for Bournemouth who have had good seasons. Do you want to sign him for 12 million? And then we make a little turnover of profit. Brilliant signing, even if he's not that good for us. So I think it's a very difficult one. I would like to see him do well because he's a great guy. Obviously, helped us paint the Queen's Park pub when it was getting redone. And he's a really nice bloke. But I think Adam Smith should start for now at least.
Yeah, fair enough. I think from what you just said, I think he should start then. I think also we need to get in another centre back. Definitely, Senesi is very dodgy.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you were on the live where we're in. I said not long ago that Ben Jacobs put out that we're in talks with Chelsea to sign Axel Disasi, who's a centre-back. Weirdly, he's a right-sided centre-back. Obviously, we've lost Zabani, who's a right-sided centre-back, replaced him with Diakite, who's a right-sided centre-back. So it'd be a bit strange to sign another one unless he's being used as depth. But we'll have to wait and see. So we are in the market for centre-backs. I've spoken to a few very reliable people, and they've said that we are in the market for centre-backs. So that's not a worry. Senesi, yeah, he's coming back from a long-term injury as well. Obviously, the one that he sustained against Wolves. So he's not going to come back and just be amazing straight away when he's, getting on a little bit. He's approaching his late 20s, early 30s. Yeah, I completely agree. Another centre-back or two to replace what we've lost would be ideal.
Yeah, but wait, what centre-back would ideally you think would be good for us to for the whole season? Do you think?
Well, we were in talks.
He's I'll pay for the cab to go down to Bournemouth if you want Aguerd, have him on a free. Honestly,
Honestly, mate, I insist. It's okay.
Yeah.
We were in talks with Mario Gila from Lazio. He's a Spanish player, but they put a big price tag on him because he's one of their better players. They were quoting 50 million euros, which is I think 42 million pounds. So we kind of walked away from that because that was way too expensive. But someone of his quality would be brilliant. Someone that's got hopefully a bit of European football experience, which Disasi does have. I know he's not been that good. I messaged a guy, Tobes, earlier, who people know as a Chelsea fan on TikTok and stuff. I said, what do you think of Axel Disasi? He said he can be solid at centre-back, but he gets put at right-back a lot, which is where he looks a lot worse. So maybe he'll be a solid centre-half for us, but that's what Tobes said, a popular Chelsea fan on TikTok and Twitter.
I think do you know Vuskovic from Tottenham?
Yeah, apparently he's looking to go on loan. That'd be good.
Yeah, they wanted to go out on loan. I think he'd be a really good signing because he's a very good, he's very good at shooting. He's very clinical and also very solid at the back. And also, I think last season he had one of the most best aerial duel winner in Europe. One of them, I think.
That'd be great.
I think he'd be a very good signing.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. I kind of need to go off now, but nice chatting to you. Thank you.
Hey, nice talking to you, mate.
All right.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jack. Thanks.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. So, see, Bournemouth are absolutely massive, mate. They're absolutely huge. We've got Orca Di Canio. Di Canio, what an absolute legend. Let's see what Di Canio. Hello, my friend. Hey, what you got to say?
Hello, mate.
Hello. How are we doing?
Yeah, I'm good. West Ham, I think we'll finish 16th, not gonna lie.
Okay, fair enough. What do you think that?
It's 3-0 to Sunderland, it's not really
it's not great, is it? No, it's
Chelsea's on Friday, so I don't think we're getting a point until game week 6.
Oh, really? What? I'm forgetting we've actually got. So what we've got? All right. So Sunderland got battered. Chelsea, you reckon will lose? Forest, you reckon will lose? Tottenham at home, you think will lose? I don't know. Who we got? We got Palace. We got Palace soon, I think. Might be wrong on that, but oh dear. Yeah, no, it's no. I see what you mean. Maybe 16th. God, that's pretty poor. So if we did finish 16th, you reckon Graham Potter gets the sack?
I think he'll get sacked by March or January.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just like Lopetegui all over again. God. Okay.
Yeah.
That's that's not great. Any last minute transfers you'd like to get in before the window closes?
Fernandez, I think he's quite good. And what's that little CDM that we're looking for?
Yeah, saw it earlier. I couldn't tell you his name, but I know what you mean. Yeah. Midfield has been the problem.
I mean, we might let Edson go.
Yeah, I saw that. And apparently Guido as well to some Saudi side. So,
oh my God.
It's just, I don't know. The midfield the other day looked extremely slow. It looked really... Guido Rodriguez and James Ward-Prowse. No disrespect to James Ward-Prowse, I think there is a player in there. We've seen there's a player in there. But Guido Rodriguez, we got him at a free to begin with. So, like, you know, what are we hanging on to him for?
Freddie Potts is the future of West Ham.
Yeah, agreed.
He's either going to be like Mark Noble or Declan Rice. He's either going to be one of them.
Hopefully a mix of the two. Hopefully he stays the length of Mark Noble and he's as good as Declan Rice, hopefully.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, you're right. I think Souček should have started the other day too, personally. Because he had a good season last year, good second half of the season at least, anyway. Souček again. Yeah, 16th.
We'll get Souček and Freddie Potts as our main like CDMs. Or not CDMs, like midfield. Or we can get Fowles.
Yeah, definitely. I think there are some good options out there, and some good options in the team we've already got now. I mean, they won that. Not that it always means anything, but they won that like Premier League Cup the other year, the under-21s or under-18s, whatever it was. So they've got the youth there. They've got the setup. I'm not saying chuck them all in straight away because it's not going to work. But like at least get a couple of them in. You got Earthy, the more attacking midfielder, but you got Earthy. You've got Potts. You've got Callum Marshall. Well, plenty of players in there. I don't know why he's not using them.
Oh, my mate, he's Northern Irish. He loves Callum Marshall, honestly.
Yeah, I bet he does. He did well at Huddersfield last year. And then
wait, who's the other Northern Irish person we have? What's his name? Preston Forbes or something like that. I can't remember.
Who would? What Fearing?
Centre back at Bristol Rovers.
Oscar
Forbes, I think.
Yeah. I think so. I don't think he's played for the first team yet, though, has he?
No, I don't think so. No.
No, but potentially. They loaned out Casey to Swansea, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
But we've already got a few defenders. I mean, Mavropanos is still here.
Oof.
So whether he's going to play, Aguerd looked pretty slow the other day, or however you say it.
I like it. I think he's all right.
Yeah, not too bad. Today, I thought Tadebo looked quite sharp the other day, actually. Even though we lost 3-0. But regardless, yeah. Well, 16th. We'll have to see what happens. Thanks very much for that, mate.
Yep.
Cool. Cheers. See you in a bit.
Right.
Maybe he's right. Maybe he's right. West Ham, are we cooked or are we not? That will be the question answered by the end of the season. With Graham Potter in the job or without? Yeah, really. One manager that isn't going to lose his job, at least I don't think anytime soon, is Antonio Iraola.
Unless he leaves for a bigger club or a better club or money that gets chucked in. He's brilliant, revolutionary. I've never enjoyed watching Bournemouth as much as I have during his time. He's just so good. He makes players that were average before look amazing. Like when Anton Semenyo first signed for us under Gary O'Neill, he looked distinctly average. We signed him in the January from Bristol City, obviously. He scored one goal in that time, which was a very scrappy goal when we were already 3-1 up against Leeds, so he scored to make it 4-1. And he's transformed him into some player that has been quoted to be £75 million plus. Whether he's worth that or not, again, it's another story. But he's turning players that have been so average at previous clubs into absolute monsters. Like, who would have thought when we were in the Premier League that for our first season back, that Ryan Christie, our second choice right winger, would be our defensive midfielder alongside Tyler Adams? It's crazy what he does.
He's mad. Yeah, he's done brilliant. Even Houghton, to think that Bournemouth are selling players to Real Madrid and not to sit on the bench either. Proper players, and then Kirkers to Liverpool and Zabani to PSG. It's mental, really.
Exactly.
He's done a brilliant job, and I don't even think he gets enough credit, to be honest, as to what he's actually done. Considering if you look at sort of when I've got to say, I'm one of these people that I'm sure there was a lot of people like this looking in from the outside when Gary O'Neill was sacked. Or was he sacked, or was it a mutual agreement? What happened there with Gary O'Neill?
Effectively, he was sacked. It's just the terminology on social media and stuff used kind of protects the managers and makes it look as justifiable as possible, I suppose.
Right. So when Gary Neal was basically, when he left, ultimately, I kind of thought, well, what are you doing? Like, Bournemouth, coming up, you've stayed up, you're getting rid of your manager, but completely proved wrong. By the way, like, completely. Literally, that just seemingly getting better. Last season was that the best in your history last season in terms of top flight, or?
Points-wise, yes. League finish-wise, it was joint with our second ever Premier League season, 16-17, which was obviously already now. So, but yeah, points-wise, absolutely smashed out of the park. And we had so many games that we should have won. Like away at Leicester in October, we lost 1-0, albeit, we hit the post 4 times and Evan Nilsson scored a VAR disallowed goal. We lost at home to Ipswich, lost at home to Wolves. So there were many games that we still could have won. But then obviously you can say we did the double over Arsenal, beat Man City, got so many good results, but we absolutely smashed our all-time points record out of the park. So yeah, he has been phenomenal, and the way he has built so much belief into the club is crazily good. Because you would ask any Premier League fan, like if Liverpool, for example, I know it's a bit different. If Liverpool were to lose, well, now Kirkes, Van Dijk, Konate, Alisson, whatever, and they were to still be as confident going into the next season, they would have to have signed some crazy players. Whereas that happens at Bournemouth when we've signed Trothert for 10 million, Diakite, who's a very young centre-back, and Petrovic from Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? He's just got some effect on us that gives us so much confidence and belief in what he's doing, even if we may not have the strongest squad on paper.
Yeah, no, he's done absolutely brilliantly. And it was teams rock up to Bournemouth, or when they're playing against Bournemouth, think actually this is a proper hard game, which you wouldn't have thought a few years ago. And would have seen him as the Whippy boys, or one of the Whippy boys of the league, but completely proven wrong. I'm just going to see if this Chelsea fan I messaged earlier was going to hop on. Better end the TikTok one there. Hold on. Not going to lie to you, mate. Still not home. Don't think I'll make it. All right, sweet. Another time will do. But we've got someone in here. Simply Ben Rama. Let's go, mate. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Do you think that something needs to change at West Ham, and if so, what?
There's a lot of things going on there. People, first of all, obviously, as they really should, look at the manager. Don't think that should change yet. But I will say we need a new midfielder. Defence is all right. In terms of depth, we need someone, but we don't need to go out and spend loads. I don't think. I don't think the club's got loads, to be quite honest with you. But if I was to say anything to change, I would definitely say the midfield. What would you say?
I think midfield's definitely a priority. We need another midfielder, as we've got no creativity at all. But I think one thing that does need to change is the formation, because the 3-4-1-2, it looks promising, but we seem to be more defensive under Potter now than we were under Moyes, and he played defensive football. And I think it's the 3-back, because where we've been struggling so much in the midfield, Juve and Wan-Bissaka, who are supposed to be our more forward, wide outlet options, have had to drop back from their wing-back sort of position, and that leaves a 5-3-2. And our midfield just isn't up to scratch yet to be able to give Bowen or Fulkrug any service. So I think a 4-2-3-1 or something like that, where defence has a bit more stability and we have wide options, is be what could maybe fix West Ham and to give Fulkrug some service.
Yeah, definitely. 4-2-3-1, I think, is pretty what he wants to play. Somerville being injured, we haven't really. The next best left wing option is probably Luis Guilherme, who's very, very young.
He's not got a sniff at West Ham, has he?
Yeah, no, not really. He played in pre-season. He played it right in pre-season, actually, to be fair. But in terms of the 4-2-3-1, I would say, when I think about it, is whoever you've got in goal, whether it's Hermanson or Ariola, then you've probably got Diouf, Wan-Bissaka, Kilman, Todibo. I would probably say something along the lines of Souček and Potts, Paqueta, Somerville when he's fit, Bowen, and then Fulkrug, which seems like a no-brainer, but with Somerville injured, it completely changes the whole thing. he plays this 5-back, which I don't really understand, or 3-back if you say with the two kind of wing backs. But don't know what he's. It didn't work the other day. Got torn open, specifically for that last goal. I mean, we were already dead and buried, but absolutely torn to shreds on that third one.
I mean, the thing that is the most embarrassing is we were playing more of a 5-back, and we conceded 3 goals to a newly promoted side. But I think the main thing that fixture was the occasion. I think it's the first game back in a few years, and it's also home fixture. The fans were getting behind them, and I just don't think. I think the occasion favoured Sunderland, but I still don't think the performance was good enough. But still early on, so we don't know what can happen.
Yeah, no, I suppose I get what you're saying. If it was a different day, different game. I suppose if buts and maybes aren't going to win your football matches, but like it's different occasion. It would have maybe been different, but regardless, their performance was absolutely dire the other day, and Sunderland were decent, but they didn't have to be any good. Like they could have been just as poor as us, and they still would have come away probably with at least a 1-0 win the other day. So. Yeah, midfield is the big thing, very, very important, and he needs to establish a formation, really, and not this 3-back, 5-back bollocks. I don't know what he's playing at, to be totally honest with you.
Yeah, I don't really know either. I mean, the one thing I don't want to see again is Guido Rodriguez in a West Ham shirt, because he's just useless. I can't bear him. Ever since he joined,
starting at least,
Ever since he joined, he's contributed nothing at all.
Yeah.
He's just sat on the bench when he came on. He's been below average, maybe average on a good day.
Yeah, it's just another one of those ones they just go out and say, "Oh look, he's on a free. He's played for a couple of clubs. But where was he from? Real Betis or something?" So brilliant, mate.
Comes in. By the way, now, mate.
You're going off. Yeah, thank you for coming, Ben.
I've got to go. It's been an absolute pleasure on the pod.
No worries.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Make sure to go follow Back of the Net, as always, on all platforms. Thank you very much for joining. Catch you in a bit. Right.
Cheers.
And then there were 2. But yes, no, you're spot on. A different formation would definitely benefit. One that can definitely work with some fit players, I think.
Yeah, that's all I need to say, really.
Cool. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Yeah, all good, yeah?
See you later.
See ya. Right. So, West Ham are massive everywhere we go, as we know. But I might see if. 1 second. There was another guest we were potentially getting on. We could run up a TikTok live now. We've had our main bit of the podcast. If you've enjoyed the podcast, please do let me know, because this was kind of a trial run. Really, but we'll try and keep it maybe a weekly thing, talking about the Premier League, talking about West Ham. I don't know what we're doing in the international break. God, we bored out our minds. Maybe we'll do 2 that week. Jesus, don't know what we'll be talking about then. Anyone in the chat, feel free to ask me questions or anything like that. Might wrap it up soon. Been going for now just over an hour, so similar. That's the sort of length we probably going to usually go for. But it's been good. It's been good. Am I allowed to join? Yes, you can, mate. If you put in a request. Yes. Okay. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, you
good.
Just want to be like. Yeah. So, what webcam do you use? Just wondering.
I've got a Logitech. I think it's called. Yeah, it's not bad actually. I need to get a new microphone, because I'm literally the one that has been my microphone today. Which is, if it sounds bad, I apologise for everyone. But that's what I've been using, because my other one, the wire snapped, and ever since it just hasn't worked. So I need to get a new one. But yeah, Logitech.
What was I going to ask? I can't remember what I was going to ask now. I think you know that Akinator thing in Discord.
Yeah.
I tried to guess Mark Noble with it. Yeah, it went from is your character associated with England? Then the next question is, does your character work at Five Nights at Freddy's?
What is that all about? I need to check that out. What, Akane, yeah? I'll check that out later.
No.
Brilliant. I think we'll get two on at the same time. Who's this person that's just requested to join? Hello, mate. I'm not going to try and pronounce that name, but welcome to the pod.
Hello.
Hello, mate. Hello.
I was just going to ask you your opinion on Mavropanos.
Pretty poor, if I've got to say. Maybe a little bit overhated. Everyone seems to rip on him, but he's very prone to a mistake. And yeah, probably get rid of him, if I was honest. What do you reckon?
I mean, who would you sign instead of him?
God, who's out there? Centre backs out there at the minute.
I already know him from my uncle because my uncle supports Celtic.
Who's that?
Carter Vickers. He was he was on loan at Tottenham. No, he weren't on loan. No, I think he was on loan at Tottenham, but he's Celtic now, and he's actually quite good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's. I think more unless he would start. Do you reckon he'd start every week?
Way better than Mavropanos.
Yeah. Fair enough. I think Potter needs to decide what his actual formation is, as we were saying. If he's got Todibo and Kilman, they're perfectly fine. If there's obviously an injury, he's going to need someone to come in. And if Mavropanos is that last resort option, it isn't great. So yeah, if we got someone like, as you say, Carter Vickers, it'd be good.
Yeah. If Graham Potter was sacked, who do you reckon would be the next West Ham manager?
Now, I always hear this shout, and I'm not sure about this one personally. Everyone always goes straight to Mourinho, and like, I don't know. It's hard to say he's past it because it is Mourinho at the end of the day. You know, he's absolutely brilliant, but has he still got it in him? So he's always been at the top clubs.
If it was a few years ago, I'll definitely take that.
Yeah, same. But if it was, he's like. He's always got the top clubs, you know. Your Real Madrid's when he used to be at United. He's been at Chelsea. Failed at Tottenham, like one of the only clubs I think he hasn't won anything at. But if he came to West Ham, I don't know. I don't know how he'd do. It'd be sorry.
Maybe we can win a Carabao Cup if we go in.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he'd probably win something actually. But in long term. A long-term manager. I don't know what position West Ham are in at the minute. Whether we're gonna, because we need to settle on a manager now. The last 3 seasons have been 3 different managers. Like to start the season, Moyes, Lopetegui, Potter. Decide on one, right? I don't think we should ever go back to Moyes. As much as he did win us the Conference League, he got battered towards the end of his tenure. Yeah,
5-0 against Fulham and Chelsea, Palace.
Yeah. Exactly that. People always go, "Oh, why'd you get rid of Moyes?" Well, he's not going to go on forever. It's like when they say you wouldn't say to an Arsenal fan, "Why'd you get rid of Wenger?" He's had his time. He's won your stuff. He's done now. It's like Moyes was never going to go further. That Conference League was the pinnacle, or he was never going to go any further than that. And ultimately, it was on the decline, and you could obviously see that. So that's why I don't think they should have gone for Lopetegui, but probably should have gone from Potter from the get-go, or maybe someone else. Maybe not Mourinho. I'm not sure.
Here's another question, right? I don't know if it's easy, but Manuel Pellegrini or Julian Lopetegui?
I think you've got to take Pellegrini. I mean, they're both pretty poor, but probably just about go Pellegrini. I think Lopetegui was like the only hope I had with Lopetegui was that little stint when we won, when we beat Newcastle. I was saying that we lost that was the week before we lost 5-2 to Arsenal. He never ever got going, did he? He never got going. When he'd win, he'd lose the next one. Then he'd go and get a decent win. Then he'd lose a couple in a row. He would never ever get going, that bloke. And that's why. Yeah, prime example.
And then Liverpool in the Carabao Cup.
Oh,
and in the league.
I mean, obviously it's Liverpool. Yeah, battered, absolutely battered. Chelsea at home. Just not even. They're big teams we're talking there, but just nowhere near. Not Leicester, but just nowhere near from start to finish.
Not gonna lie, I think Leicester were one season wonder when they won the Premier League.
Oh, I think so. I think so. Fair play to them winning it, but even
didn't Stoke get like qualifying for the Europa League or something? I can't remember.
Probably. Yeah, you get these stories all the time. I think even I'd say West Ham a couple of seasons ago. Not necessarily a fluke, but come out of nowhere really. A relegation battle in the season before, then we go and get Europa League. How do you weigh that one up?
Yeah, and then they went relegated next season.
Yeah, exactly. And then won a cup, and then like kind of mid-table, and then last season was poor, but not the end of the world. And then this season has started terribly, but God knows, to be honest with you, mate. Yeah, I'd probably just about go Pellegrini though.
Yeah.
Any tips for results day tomorrow?
Results day, yeah, mate. It should be fine. It should be fine. We'll do a stat reveal for the results. Hopefully it's alright. I think sciences could be rough, but the rest of it will be fine.
Mate, I've still got year 10 and year 11. And then
really? Yeah. Well, enjoy it. They're not. I wouldn't even say that. I'm not going to say anything actually because it could all go to shit tomorrow. I was going to say I don't think they're that hard, the actual exams, but I think that's just when you're in the moment, maybe. But we'll have to see tomorrow.
I don't have a second option, so it's like I've applied for sixth form, man. Like you need certain requirements for it.
Yeah,
so if I don't get in, mate.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know about tomorrow. I suppose what's done is done, and what has been done since the end of June or whatever. So it's just all hit me in the last like 2 days. That's the problem. And then we got Chelsea Friday. Gonna get battered. Maybe not.
4-0 final predictions.
4-0. You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joao Pedro hat-trick.
Jesus, that's gonna be.
I wish that because he's in my fantasy team. So
fair enough. I think I've got Palmer actually. I wish. Right, Joao Pedro hat-trick, 3 Palmer assists, and then Palmer goal at the end. Maybe that'll be what it is. Hopefully not. I think we'll get a 1-0. I'm going to end it all there. Cheers, lads, for joining. Everyone else who's joined, go follow Back of the Net if you haven't already.
I'm 99.
Results tomorrow. Big videos. Look forward. See you later, lads. Come on, you are.